Okay, so just quickly before you watch this video, when I filmed like the talking part of this, my split was a little bit different. So I was trying to mostly do all my exercises in one day, but that changed to like a split of 2 days where like one day is posterior chain and I do the bike on those days, and then the other day is anterior and running or the elliptical. So sorry if it's like a little confusing and like all over the place, but if you just want to see my workout split now, I'm gonna put in the time right here so that you can see, and you can just click to that if you don't want to listen to me talk. So okay. What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be another update video since I put a poll on my Instagram and that's what you guys wanted to see the most. So I've been waiting a little bit because today is exactly 4 months since I had my surgery. So I figured now would be a good time to post this and like just talk about everything. So I'll start with the biggest thing that's going on right now. So I would say it's probably been progressing with like running. So I started jogging around 3 months, which I might have talked about already, I think, in my last video. But so that was like mostly just jogging and just like getting the form down and everything. So now what I'm really working on is like running for longer. So the other day I ran a mile, which was really exciting. And it's just like a slower pace. It's not like running, like it's not for time, it's just like for like how, I guess, well it is time, but like it's like how long I can run for, not like how quick I can do it. So I've been doing that, and I've also been doing like interval running. So like say around a track, like on the corners, since I'm not really supposed to be doing like a lot of like cutting, it's like a jog around the corners and then like a faster pace, so probably like 75% on like the straightaways. So that's been really good. In addition to that, I've been working a lot on single leg squats, which are getting a lot easier, and I know those are really important to get like your quad strength back. And another thing for quad strength I've been doing is wall sits, which I progressed to single leg wall sits, which are honestly really challenging. I only do those for 15 seconds, whereas like a normal 2-leg wall sit I do for like a minute, and I do those 5 times every day. And then the single leg squats, I progressed from 3 sets of 10 to 5 sets of 10, which is really exciting. Other exercises I've been doing are hip bridges on the Bosu ball. Those are also single leg, or you can do them with both if you're just starting out doing those. Hamstring ball curls, squats with weight. I think I've gone up to 80 pounds with the bar, so that's really exciting. RDLs, full deadlifts, single leg RDLs, lunges are good, band walks, so like the monster walks, you can do them laterally and forward. I also do good morning sometimes with like a thicker band that goes around. I can try to put videos too for you guys. It's just a little harder since I'm in like the training room. We're not really supposed to record in there. So I will try to put those in, but if not, sorry. What else? I'm trying to think. Balance exercises are also really important, so then when you do progress to jumping and cutting, that your balance is already where it needs to be. So like one that I do is taking cups, like just little paper cups, and you can place them like go around you in like almost like a half circle. So you place one down and then you go around and then you pick them all up, but you have to go down and come up in between each one. And then another one is balancing on that leg and putting 4 cups around, so front, each side, and behind. And then with your leg that you're not standing on, you tap the cup as far as you can reach out, and you do that. Like going around once would be 1 time, and you are going to do that 3 times is 1 set for 5 sets. I think that one is like my favorite balance one. I think it's really helpful for working on balance on that injured leg. Another thing that I want to add in that I just think is important too is that when you're doing these exercises, you should also make sure that you do work a little bit on your uninjured leg, just because You don't want your injured leg to eventually get stronger than your uninjured leg, because that could eventually result in more injuries. So it obviously doesn't have to be to the extent of what you're doing on your injured leg, because you do want it to catch up to where your uninjured leg is, but I think it's important to not neglect it completely, especially with the balance stuff. Like, that doesn't hurt anything doing it on both legs, so that's something I would recommend. Another thing I want to talk about really quickly, this was another video that I was going to do, so if you guys do want to see this in a full video, just comment and I'm happy to make that. But it's just about motivation and a couple of new things I've been doing this time around that I didn't do last time that I think are really helpful. So in my phone, I've been writing down, like, on days that I feel really motivated or even not so motivated, just to, like, kind of like positive reminders. So let me, if I can find these. Okay, so just an example of some of the ones I've written. I wrote, I'm getting better every day. It's important to listen to your body. It's hard, but it's worth it. Don't be lazy. It will hurt you later. Even if no one sees the work you put in, doesn't mean it isn't hard. Those are just some examples, but those have been really helpful to me, because it's just like, it's kind of like a diary, I guess, but it's like, don't be lazy. Like, that one when I wrote, it was like a day that I really didn't want to go and, like, do all my exercises, but, like, it's just reminding yourself of, like, why you're doing what you're doing. So I don't know, that's just helpful to me personally. And so another thing that I would say for motivation is, like, find someone that you can talk to that's, like, understanding of your situation. Maybe they've been through it before, maybe they haven't, but when you have hard days, like, talk it out with them. Like, try to refocus and, like, get back into, like, your motivated, like, mindset. And, like, I'm not sitting here saying to you guys that every single day I wake up motivated and wanting to, like, go and work out. Like, it's the same for people that aren't injured. Like, every day you're not going to want to work out. Like, some days you're going to have much more motivation than others, but it's important that on those days you do still go and do the work, because it's just going to get you that much better, that much quicker. But on the opposite side of things, it's important to listen to your body, so don't get down on yourself if you have days where, like, you're feeling sore or, like, having pain and you can't do anything, or you need to, like, have, like, a stretching day and, like, a lighter exercise day. It's important to recover, because you don't want to get a different kind of injury while you're still trying to recover from, obviously, the knee injury. So I think that's been really huge. Like, at the beginning I was getting down on myself a little when I had to take days off, because I was like, oh, now I'm going backwards. But, like, a couple days off in a week is not going to hurt you. Just don't let it become, like, a part of your routine, taking days off when you don't need it. And maybe you do need even, like, a mental day off. Like, I know it's a lot. It's, like, draining sometimes, like, trying to always be positive and, like, forcing yourself into, like, changing your mindset to, like, what you think it should be. So definitely don't feel bad about having days that, like, you need to just, like, have, like, a mental day off and just think about things and, like, try to refocus and picture where you're going and, like, why you're doing this in the first place. So I'm gonna try to obviously put in those videos for all of my exercises, but just tips for anyone who is going through this. Like I always say, just remember why you started and realize that quitting isn't going to get you anywhere, and if you just keep going, it's going to be worth it. And when you get to that day when you get cleared, get back to your sport or just get back to, like, your normal activities, it is literally the best feeling and just makes it all feel worth it, even though it is so hard every day, mentally and physically. I know that anyone can do it. If I can do it twice, then anyone can get through it. And just keep working, try to stay positive as much as you can. Have people that are around you that make for a good support system, whether it's the people that you're working with at physical therapy, at your school, if you play a sport, your team, coaches, family, friends, anyone that you know is going to be solid and always there for you. Okay, so I'm going to be recording from my phone. I'm going to the training room in a little bit to try and record all my exercises. I don't know how that's gonna go, and I might get in trouble for recording in the training room, but I'm just gonna record myself and do my best to get all my exercises. So here we go. Okay, so this is the first day of my workout split. So on this day, I warm up with the bike or do a bike workout depending on the day. Then the first exercise I usually do is single leg squats, and you're going to see these come up again later because I usually tend to do these every day for 3 sets of 10. Okay, so the next exercise is squats, and I've obviously progressed with these from body weight to with weight. I just want to say how important the form is with these in getting like enough depth. This is like controversial, but if you get more depth, you're actually being more protective of your knee. So next is going to be RDLs. These are really good for hamstring strength, but it's important to make sure that you have a slight knee bend, and when you're at the bottom of this motion, you should feel a stretch in your hamstrings, and then when you come up to the top, you should be squeezing your glutes and hamstrings. These are single leg hip thrusts on the Bosu ball. Sorry for the poor recording, but you can prop up your other leg on your knee just to make it more comfortable. Here we have hamstring ball curls. I couldn't really get a good angle, but make sure you keep your hips up for the whole duration of the set. Next is monster walks. So these are the lateral ones. Notice where the band is, and these are the forward ones, and for both you should make sure that your knees are pointing out. So on my other day of my split, I usually warm up by running or the elliptical. And here is the first quad exercise. So these are TKEs, and you're just going to basically bend your knee a little bit and then pull back and flex your quad. So the next exercise here is single leg wall sits, and trust me, these are the hardest exercise I have right now by far. So you're gonna hold these for 15 seconds each for 5 sets, and these are great for quad strength. Sorry for how poorly these are recorded, but the next thing is lunges, and I just want to say quickly about these, form is super important. So you want to make sure that your front knee is never going over your toe. That's just a general rule, but especially for someone with a knee injury. Next is going to be single leg calf raises. Obviously with these I started out with both legs, but moving to a single leg to make it a little bit harder. Pretty much just making sure you get through the full range of motion and really pushing when you get to the top. And like I said, here are some more single leg squats. I thought I would just record them again. These are so great for everything with this recovery, so I do them every day. And so this was the last exercise that I was able to record. So these are lateral lunges. These are a pretty new thing for me, so I'm still kind of getting the hang of it. But these are really good for your adductor muscles. So I think that is going to wrap up today's video. I hope you guys have a great day, and as always, if you have any questions, you can feel free to comment down below or message me on Instagram at Taylor Davis Fitness. It's a little easier for me to see messages quicker on there. And if you're not already, don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to be continuing to post updates through the rest of my journey, and make sure you give it a thumbs up if you like the video. More videos will definitely be coming soon. I'm halfway there, hopefully. So I'm hoping to get cleared around March. So I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, progressing, and soon enough, hopefully get that clearance. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you back here on the next one.